Certain activities in this program require the assistance of a parent or guardian. Please monitor your children's viewing to ensure their safety and further their enjoyment. Please note the tips for parents at the end of this cassette.
Bing bong knock knock, hey nanny do. Bing bong tick tock, bebop boom. Flip flop up up, beady mighty moo. Boppity stoppity, romper room. Hey diddle 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 dum diddy do. You be a doobie, zoo. Ding dong knock knock, hey nanny do. Tip tap pitter pat, granny cat too. Rooty toot Kimble, loopy loo. Boppity stoppity, romper room. Romper room and friends.
Hi, friends. I'm Miss Molly. Kimble, Doobie, Up, Granny, and I will be exploring outer space. We'll talk about the stars and the planets. We'll take a trip on a pretend spaceship and visit a real spaceship. And we'll even meet an astronaut. So let's go up, up, and away into outer space. Kimble and I are gazing at the stars right now. Come join us.
Gee, Miss Molly, the stars are so beautiful.
Boy, they really are, Kimble.
Oh, wow. Look at that bright one.
Oh, Kimble, that's not a star.
No?
No, that's a planet. That's one of the 5 planets that you can see at night.
Gee.
Yes, it's called Saturn.
No kidding.
Yeah, look.
Why is it shining so brightly?
See, there it is. See, it has rings around it.
How the stars shine too.
No, Kimble. The stars have light of their own.
Like the light in your eyes, Miss Molly.
Kimble. Oh, Kimble, look. Look, there's a shooting star.
No.
See?
Oh, no.
See?
Oh, don't shoot.
See?
I give up. I give
See,
up.
it's a shooting. Oh, no, Kimble. Star, it's not going to shoot you. Shooting, and when they hit the air around the Earth, they burn up.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh.
And you know what else?
What?
They're really nice to make wishes on.
Oh, well, I know what I wish, Miss Molly.
What's that?
I wish I could learn more about stars.
Well, one way to learn about stars is to draw them. All you need is construction paper and a crayon or a marker.
Hi, friends! Get a crayon and some paper because Kimble and I are going to draw, right, Kimble?
Yes.
Do you have some paper?
I
and a
sure
crayon?
do.
Easy star.
A twinkle, twinkle, little star?
That's right, Kimble. And it's a very easy way to make it.
Ooh.
All right, are you ready?
Yep, I sure
Now,
am.
I want everyone at home make a capital A. And then the line that you draw across the middle, across the other 2 lines, make it a little higher and a little longer. Like that. Let me see, everybody at home, did you make yours?
Oh, Miss Molly.
Oh, I see it. That looks good.
I did it wrong.
What's the
I
matter?
started out making a capital A, and I ended up with a V with a line through it.
Oh, Kimble, that's all right. You just have it upside down.
You do?
Turn it around. See?
Oh!
You did it right after all. Take the leg and connect it with the arm on the other side. Then take the other leg and connect it with the arm on the other side. And if you've done that, you've got an easy star. Did you do yours, Kimble?
I just have a backache, Miss Molly.
Oh, Kimble, wait a minute. What did you do? Why are you all bent up like that?
Well, you said to do it to attach the...
Didn't mean your arms.
You didn't?
No, I meant the arms on the paper.
Oh!
Yeah, here, want to try again?
Okay.
Okay, here. Now you take this leg and connect it with the other arm of the A. Right. Now take the other leg and connect it with the opposite arm. And you have a star. See, Kimble, you did it. Yay. Hi, friends. You look. Kimble drew some stars for us to stretch for. Friends at home, stand up and bend and for the stars. There goes Jupiter. And stretch, reach for the sky. Stand on tippy toe, oh, so high. Can you all stretch? reach a star. I've got one. I got a star. Look. Oh, I can't pull it down, though. It's still up there. Can any of you reach for a star? Reach real high. Reach for the sky. You know, you could find other things besides stars. What else could you see up there, Nathaniel? What's up in the sky? What do you see up in the sky? The moon. Tammy sees the moon. Bend and stretch for the sky. Oh, you were all so good. You all want to try one more time? And friends at home, see if you can sing it with me, okay, Tracy?
Okay.
Bend and stretch, reach for the stars. All right? Ready, Mr. Music? Everybody ready? Bend and stretch, reach for the stars. There goes Jupiter, here comes Mars. Bend and stretch, reach for the sky. Stand on tippy-toe, oh, so high. Everybody stand on your tippy-toes, stand real high.
I wonder where he is and what he's up to.
It's up here, world-famous space explorer, flying my rocket ship to outer space. Oh, space is wonderful! Yesterday, I went to the moon. I know scientists say that the moon is made out of rock, but I have found out the truth. The moon is really a giant popcorn ball covered in melted butter. Yes, it's true. Oh, and Mars is really a huge stack of pancakes covered in maple syrup. Oh, and wait till you hear about Venus. Venus is just a bit... Oh, Miss Molly, what are you doing here? You're throwing my spaceship off balance. We're gonna crash. We're gonna get stuck in the Milky Way. We're gonna get hit by an astrodome.
I think that your imagination is beginning to run away with you.
No, Miss Molly. I was just telling all our Romper Room friends about space.
Up, the only space around here is the empty space between your ears. But Up, wait, stick around because today we're going to learn all about space.
Oh.
And looks like my Romper Room friends have already heard that we're talking about space today. Are you all getting into your spacesuits so we could go out on a rocket ship? Everybody Doobie, you're putting your helmets on. Everybody take your big, and friends at your house, you too, take a big helmet and put it on your head and snap it around, right? Snap the helmet on and put your legs into the spacesuit. Oh, and put the other leg in. And then put your arms in. I'm putting mine on now. And then button the front. And then we'll get into our rocket ship. I've made a rocket ship out of a sheet. You see? And we can pretend that we're blasting off. Everybody get down inside the rocket ship. Everybody down inside the rocket ship. And then we're going to 3, 2, 1, blast off! See? We're blasting off into outer space. Where do you want to go? Should we go to the moon?
Yeah!
Yes, we'll go to the moon. See, we're going all the way up into outer space. And then part of our rocket ship blows away. See? The back part so that they can get the second engines to fire so we can go further and further into outer space, and we've landed. We're on the moon. Now what happens when you get on the moon? We have to walk on the moon. Everyone walk on the moon. And you know, friends at home, when you walk on the moon, you walk very slowly because there's not much gravity on the moon. Do you know what gravity is? Come on, walk over here. Gravity is what keeps you standing on Earth, and there's not as much of that on the moon, so you have to walk slowly because it's hard to walk. Take great big giant steps over here, Gabe. Giant steps. And now that we've looked all around the moon, should we get back into our rocket ship to go back to Earth? Let's all get back into our rocket ship and scrunch down inside our rocket ship. And everybody count with me. At your house too. 3, 2, 1, blast off! And then we land on Earth and we're back. Well, that was fun, wasn't it?
Now, friends, Up and Granny are going to show us what a real spaceship looks like. Let's go see.
It sure is nice here at the Air and Space Museum in Washington. There's so many interesting things. Oh, like oh, wow! Granny, do you know what that is?
No.
That is the first spaceship that ever went to the moon.
Oh, you mean when Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin walked on the moon?
That's right. Boy, that's so interesting. Do you know how it works?
No.
Well, I do. They had a big spaceship on Earth, and they took off from the Earth and flew up to the moon. When they got near the moon, that part of the spaceship took off from the back, and it flew down to the moon with Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong in it.
Yes.
They left another guy in the first part of the spaceship. What was his name?
Oh, that was Mike Collins.
Mike Collins, right. Well, they called that part the Eagle. And when they landed on the moon, they said, "The Eagle has landed."
Up, do you know what else they said?
No, what?
When they stepped on the moon, they said, "One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind."
Oh, how beautiful.
Yes.
Anyway, they got out of the spaceship and they walked around on the moon and they looked for birds and animals and people, but they didn't find any. There was no air, no water, just a lot of rocks. But they brought back some of the rocks so we could study them on Earth. Yeah. Gee, that lunar lander, the Eagle, sure has big feet. Almost as big as Kimble's. They were so big because the soil on the moon is kind of sandy, and they didn't want the ship to sink or get stuck when it landed. Gee. You see that foil covering? It's a little bit like aluminum foil, isn't it? Well, that foil covering was to protect the spaceship from the heat and the cold that they found on the moon.
Oh.
Yeah, it's sort of like insulation in your house. Yeah. That spaceship took off from the moon, and it joined up with this part of the spaceship that was flying around the moon, and they flew back to Earth. And those three astronauts, Collins and Armstrong and Aldrin, were big heroes when they got back to Earth.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I remember that day like it was yesterday.
Oh, boy. This is so exciting here at the Air and Space Museum that I want to go back to Romper Room and tell all my friends about it.
Yes.
Well, see you later. Woo!
Now that we've all learned about rockets, I think it would be fun to make one. Ask a grown-up to get you a paper towel roll, construction paper, tape, a pair of safety scissors, and a marker.
And what do we have here in Romper Room? What are these?
A rocket.
These are rockets that we've made, aren't they?
Yeah.
And what do they say on the front of them? USA. That means the United States of America. And I'm going to show you, friends at home and friends here, how to make one of these rockets. Can any of you guess what this might be made out of? What?
Paper.
A paper towel roll. That's right. Let me show you. All you need to do is take a paper towel roll. When all the paper towels are gone, save the inside of the roll and then take some construction paper and cover it. We put some red construction paper on this one, right? Now, the top of the rocket needs something on the top, doesn't it? It needs to be pointy on the top, doesn't it, so that it can fly into outer space easier? Well, what you need to do is take a piece of construction paper and cut. Do you know what this is?
Yeah.
It's a semicircle, that's right. And you can cut a circle and then fold it in half and then cut it in again, and you have a semicircle right like this. Then take the semicircle and take the two, see how it's flat on the bottom?
Yeah.
Fold that in half so that the two sides meet like this. See, let me show you that again. Just fold it over so the two sides meet, the flat edges meet, and then take some tape and tape it together. That's right. Very good, Whitney. Then you take the top, this is called a cone. Take the cone and tape it to the top of your paper towel roll, and you've got a little rocket. Now, what else does our rocket need?
A saw.
It needs It needs to have USA written on it, doesn't it? So that you know that it's United States of America. So we'll put U
And yellow things here
S
to go.
A. And our rocket ship needs legs, that's right.
To go. To stand up with.
Right, so all you need to do is take the corner of your construction paper and cut a little corner off, just like this. See, I just cut a square off of the corner of the construction paper, fold down the edge, and then tape it to the side of the rocket ship, and then you have legs, right? Well, remember before Up believed that he was in outer space and he said that he was an astronaut? Well, Up is not the only one who wants to be an astronaut. Granny would like to be an astronaut and go into outer space with Up. And they're talking about that right now. So let's watch.
Sometimes I get the feeling like all the walls are closing in on me. I need to be alone. I need space! Oh.
If you want to go out into space, I'm ready to go.
You mean outer space? Mars? Jupiter?
Yes, I was thinking that we should have a picnic on the moon.
Oh, I don't want that kind of space. I need space. Time away from people. I have to find myself.
Oh, I didn't know you were lost.
Oh, ha ha, very funny. I need to go off on my own, away from everybody.
Oh, I think that's very wise. Everyone's very happy you've decided to do that.
Are you teasing me, Granny?
Oh, no.
Oh, I need space because I need to be alone and think.
I like outer space because it's full of adventure. Spacemen have special clothes to help them get used to the temperature in space. Won't you come with me, Up?
Well, I would look good in a silver spacesuit.
But I guess I understand why you want time to yourself.
Well, now, don't let it upset you, Granny. I know how much you want me to be the space captain.
Well, actually, I didn't.
Now, I know that only a person with my brains and talents can really lead a team of space explorers.
Well, Up, I think everyone should take time to stop, get away from everyone, and think about themselves.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Well, you don't want me to come?
No, not if you want to be alone.
Oh, but, Granny, you'll need me. Think of it. Up, king of the universe, emperor of the stars, and ruler of all the planets.
Hi, Doobie. Oh, it looks like you and all my Romper Room friends already know that we're talking about space today. What are you doing? Did you just pick up a moon rock? Doobie, you're pretending that you're in outer space walking on the moon. Oh, friends at home, why don't you join in? Can I do it too, Doobie? You know, you walk very slowly when you're on the moon because there's not as much gravity on the moon as there is on Earth. You know what gravity is? Gravity is what keeps you standing on the ground. Everyone pretend like you're on the moon and take a big rock when you reach the end. We could all pretend like we're astronauts and scientists and we'll pick up a moon rock to look at when we come back to Earth. Go ahead, Doobie. Oh, Doobie, you make such a good astronaut. Do you all have your spacesuits on? You do? Oh, Gabe, that's great. You're walking so slowly. Make sure you pick up a moon rock when you get to the end. Do you think moon rocks would be heavy, Gabe? They might be heavy, but they might be light. I don't know. Here, let me walk nice. Oh, you got a great big moon rock, didn't you, Joanna?
We've been talking all about space. Now we have a special visitor to meet, a real live astronaut.
Does anyone know what this is? It's a spaceship, right?
Yeah.
And do you know who might fly in this someday? Who?
Kimble.
Oh, well, Kimble might fly in it someday, but we have a friend here in Romper Room, and his name is Tony England, and he's an astronaut, and he will fly in one of these one day. Welcome to Romper Room, Tony.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
How long have you been an astronaut?
Almost 15 years.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a long time. Have you been in space yet?
No, I sure wish I had. I
Will
was
you soon?
training for Apollo, but I didn't get to fly. I hope to fly in the next couple of years.
Oh, that's very good. Would you fly in this?
Yes, that's right. This is our spaceship now. It's the only one we have.
What is this called?
The Space Shuttle.
Space Shuttle. What is different about this spaceship than some of the other spaceships that have gone up in the past?
Well, the main thing is that we're to reuse this one. I said that it's the only one. What I meant was it's the only type. We have 4 of them, and we're going to fly them over and over again, and then we hope to get nearly 100 missions out of each one before it wears out.
Boy.
Also, it lands like an airplane, not splashing down on the water anymore, so we don't have to be such good swimmers.
Oh, well, that's good. You have to be a pilot then to be able to fly it.
To fly it, yes, but we're also taking people who aren't pilots so that they can go out into space and be astronomers or medical doctors or whatever to do a job in space. So
Well, maybe
you don't have to be a pilot.
Maybe
Right.
Kimble could go into space.
That's right.
Well, could you explain a little bit about what the space shuttle is and how it works?
Sure. This is the orbiter part of the shuttle. It's mounted on a big tank, and the whole thing goes into orbit, and the tank comes back and crashes. This is the part that stays in orbit, though. And once we get into orbit, we open these payload bay doors on the top, and we have satellites in here.
Oops.
And we'll use this arm to pick up a satellite and put it out into space. Or if we're going up to repair a satellite, when we get up there, we'll go up next to a broken satellite, we'll grab it with this arm and put it in the payload bay. And then we'll put the arm back here, and we'll close the doors and bring it down.
Oh, and a satellite is something that goes around the Earth, right?
That's right.
And they have lots of different functions,
All
satellites,
kinds
don't
of
they?
them. Your telephone calls go over satellites. We look at the Earth's weather with satellites. We look at crops with satellites. Lots of applications.
Oh, and when you say orbit, what does orbit mean?
Orbit means to go around something, and in this case it's the Earth orbit. We're going around the Earth.
Well, when you go into space in this, what do you wear?
Well, this is supposed to be a very pleasant kind of atmosphere, much like flying in an airplane. So when we launch in this, we'll be wearing suits much like the one I have on. Once we get into space, if we have to go out in the payload bay, we have a door in the back here, and we can come through this door into the payload bay to work on a payload. Now, when we do that, there's no air out there, and we have to wear a space suit. Those are the things that you see on TV with the helmets and the little windows in them. And, but normally, when we're in the cabin here, we'll just wear normal clothes.
And the cabin is the front
That's right.
of it. And the payload bay is, when you were saying a payload, that's a satellite, right?
That's a satellite
And so
or...
payload bay is whatever you're going to put into
That's right.
the
It's
space
what
shuttle.
we're going up there for.
Oh, when you go up to get things,
That's
right?
right.
Or put things out there.
Those become our payloads.
Well, when you're in outer space and there's no gravity, we were talking about gravity before, what does it feel like? Is it
Well, we simulate that in airplanes by flying what we call parabolas. And so all of us have experienced that 0G. And you just float around. You can fly like a bird. You just push off a wall and drift over and grab another wall, and it's really a lot of fun.
Oh, and 0G means no gravity.
That's right. You
Well,
float.
thank you very much for coming to Romper Room and showing us the space shuttle. And another type of spaceship that used to fly was called Skylab, right?
That's right.
And that was a laboratory that used to go into space. And scientists would work in there to make experiments, right?
That's right.
Well, one day, our friend Kimble went to see Skylab, which is a very big laboratory, but inside, it's very tight quarters. They didn't have much room to move, right?
Well, it was big compared to anything we had done before, but you're right, it was small.
It was small. Well, our friend Kimble went to the Air and Space Museum in Washington to see Skylab. Why don't we go along with him?
Come on, Doobie. I don't know what this is, but I'll go in and make sure it's safe. Doobie, you know what this is? They call this Skylab. Skylab. It's like a house that they used to live in outer space. People used to live in there and carry on experiments about the sun and the moon, and they just wanted to know what it was like to live in the sky. Boy, it sure is interesting here at the Air and Space Museum in Washington, isn't it? I think I'll go inside and see what it was like to live in there myself. What do you think of that? Oh, okay, you stay here. I'm going in. Ooh, look what I found. Are you hungry? This is food from outer space. Ooh, we got pineapples and apple drink. The astronauts who lived in this house used to eat this stuff. They ate it right over here. You see in there? There's that little kitchen and a little dining room. They even have little hot plates in the table to help heat up their food. See that man? He's standing there and he's hooked to the ground. You know why? Because there wasn't any gravity in outer space. You know what gravity is? Gravity is what keeps you standing on the ground. If you didn't have gravity, you'd float all over the place. And they didn't have gravity, and they did float all over the place. So they had to hook themselves to the ground if they wanted to stay in one place at one time. Oh, look at this. It's a bicycle. Oh, they used to ride that bicycle for exercise. Oh, what? That's a shower. They used to get inside the shower and take their shower with all their water, because if they didn't have that thing around them, all the water would just fly all over the place because there was no gravity. So they took a shower in that bag. Back there's the bedroom. Oh, the man's sleeping standing up. You see, without gravity, he didn't have to lie on the ground. He could sleep in any position he wanted to. I even hear that some of them slept upside down because it was fun. Ooh! Oh, look! The bathroom. Every house has to have a bathroom. Ooh, there's a place to hang the towels. It's called a... And there's a little sink, just like a bathroom at home, except it's kind of small. I wonder if a big fella like me could fit in this house and live here. Maybe it's a little small. I think I'd rather live back at Romper Room with my Romper Room friends. See you back there.
Friends, do you ever think about going into outer space? I know Kimble does. In fact, he's singing a song about outer space right now.
Something out there's calling me. Outer space is where I wanna be. Something out there's calling me. I watch the stars shining up in the sky.
See the stars? Look up.
Clouds with silver linings ask me to fly way up high. Ha! Something out there's calling me. Outer space is where I wanna be. Something out there's calling me. A day on Venus, a night on Mars. Fly the Milky Way to another star. It's not so far. Something out there's calling me. Outer space is where I wanna be. Something out there's calling me. To climb on board my rocket ship. We're gonna go on a magic trip. We'll just fly to a special place. We'll fly a moonbeam to outer space.
Wow, Kimble's going to go to outer space.
Ooh. Whoa. All sorts of things.
I see
and stars and comets and planets. It's not so far, you know.
Maybe we could go too.
Something out there's calling me. Outer space is where I wanna be. Something out there's calling me.
Oh, Kimble, you know, something's out there calling me, too.
Really?
And it's my Romper Room friends to see them in my magic mirror. I see all of you. Romper Bumper, Stomper Boo, tell me, do. Magic mirror, tell me today, did all my friends have fun at play? All my friends had fun today, and Kimble and I will see you again in Romper Room. Bye-bye.
The following are some tips for parents. They are designed to help you enhance your children's learning experience. These tips represent only a few of the educational and entertaining projects you and your children can work on together. I'm sure you'll want to use your imagination to think of other activities, but also encourage your children to use their own imagination. By working together, you can enrich the learning experience for your children. Let your children pretend they are astronauts. Make a picnic lunch and go for a space exploration. On their moonwalk, they can collect rocks and other objects they find in space. You can make a spacesuit or spacecraft from household materials like old sheets and empty boxes, even aluminum foil. If your city or town has a planetarium or public telescope, visit it with your children. Let them observe the many planets and stars in the sky. Encourage your children to draw pictures after they visit. Take your children out on a clear, starry night to look at the stars. Try to go to a place with few streetlights so they can see the stars better. Look for shooting stars and star formations. Encourage your children to make up stories on the wonderful things they see in the sky.